guys. Hi. It's your girl, Kat Harvey. It is a beautiful Saturday morning. I'm actually coming to you out of the ATL. Give a few minutes for people to come in or whatever. Come in and join me today. I'm very excited about today's topic. So come on in, come on in, come on in. Like, share, invite people for our show today. It's going to be a good one. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. It's going to be a good show today. But yeah, just come on in. I'll give you a few minutes to know that we're on. You can always connect with us on YouTube, IG. Our information is down there. Like, share, and come on in. So I'm very excited today about our guest that we have today. We're going to do a wellness check. We're going to talk about what's been going on in 2024. So, without any further ado, Christine is not with us today, but I do have one of our girlfriends, Daphne, has joined us today. So, as she's in with us today, I'm going to ask that you give her a warm welcome as we invite her forward. Just 1 minute. Let me invite her to the stage. Hey, Daphne, how are you?
Hello, how are you? Hello, everybody.
Good. I'm trying to get us on our thing. It's not sharing live yet to my thing. And I actually have to step away for a moment. So just talk to the people, just welcome them in while I step away for 1 minute.
Welcome. Welcome, everybody. I was on here a while ago. I don't know if you remember me. I was on a show, I think last year, because my only son was murdered. And my mom was on here with me, Sebastian. A lot of you know Sebastian. He was murdered at 20, 2 years ago, Mother's Day, and it'll be 3 years this year. So a lot of you do remember me. A lot of you should remember me from Cedar Grove. I went to school with Kat. I mean, she's a little younger than me, but we all went to Cedar Grove together. But I like to welcome you to the show. She caught me by surprise. So if I look a mess, I'm sorry. I only had 5 minutes. Okay. But I hope you do enjoy the show. I know we are talking about health and wellness. I'm not sure what else. I think it's some other topics. We had a great show last week. I caught the tail end of it. And I hope that you will enjoy it today. So sit back. You got time to grab some coffee and some breakfast and watch the show. Thank you. And also have a great Easter tomorrow. And we all know the reason. He arose. We all know the reasons. Because of him, I'm still here and you're still here. So you have a great day and enjoy our show. Talk to you soon.
Daph was co-hosting for real. Did you? I didn't even get to share, so it's still not showing live. Let me edit my privacy so it will show
Oh,
live.
this-
Okay, so it should show live now. It wasn't showing live.
okay. Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up
Okay.
now.
Wait, it's still not. I don't know what's going on. It's still not. We are having technical difficulties today, people. Oh, it is now. Okay, cool. Cool, cool,
You
cool.
got it up?
So yeah, come in, join us, like, share, invite people to join us today. But I just wanted to talk about, so Daph, what were your thoughts? I know you caught a couple of our shows last week. We were talking about, so for the last few weeks, guys, we've been talking about relationships and um dating in 2024. We've been talking about, because it's changed from back in the day when we were dating, because I think Daph, you was married as well, right? So it's changed a lot from when we were married and dating to the way it's doing going now. and a
Yes,
lot
I was
of
married 25 long years.
okay. So, like I said, it has changed
Um,
a lot from back then,
yeah.
even with the online dating and all that kind of stuff. So, we were talking about that, and I've made my point several times that I'm not an online dating girl. Like that's not it's not for me.
Mhm.
I have not met the right people. uh, it just is not something that is even interesting to me at this point because uh the you know what's the y the WYD, how you what you doing, like good morning, and then it doesn't progress any more than that. So what's
Yeah.
your thoughts, and we just doing a wellness check, like 2024, how has 2024 started out for you? Like what has that looked like for you?
Well, 2024, we're now into April tomorrow or
Oh
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And it's going by fast. For me, I made myself a promise that I was going to go into this year positive because of the trauma that I've dealt with, and I've had good days and I've had bad days.
Hmm.
I'm trying, I'm pressing. It's hard, and you trying to meet somebody. I get a lot of scams, especially on
Oh,
here.
oh,
You got to be careful. You got to be careful, even with friend requests now, because they're snatching your profiles and stuff. So
oh. Mm.
I'm blessed to work at home, but I'm just trying to come in here in a more positive attitude. Although I think now it's starting to hit me now because my son's murder will be 3 years in Mother's Day this year,
I was gonna say
and
in May.
all this
Right,
youth
right.
that
I've
we're
been praying.
losing now. Yes, and the youth that we're losing now is starting to bring back the trauma
Mm,
memories. Like I don't even know, and I'm crying every day I see the news. Youth under 15, the youth, 16 and
mhm.
17, and so I'm pressing hard. I have a lot that's going on, and I just try to keep my smile. I'm always trying to encourage others. As far as the online dating, I've heard so many things. Some people, it works out for them. It does not work out for me. I've tried it once, and he was a scam artist. And
Wow, wow.
actually, he said he was actually. He lived in London. I have a girlfriend that lives in London, and I asked him about him. He's supposed to be some kind of king out there. He's an actor, and I did talk to him for like over a year. And then he started asking about my son and about the schools. If you've never been to the United States, why would you ask me about my child? Why would you ask about this and about that? And then you wanted me to sing to your mom because I'm a gospel artist. You had me singing and stuff like that. So coming to find out that you did a whole lot of lying to me, and I hope you're on here now. But and you really have to be on your P's and Q's now because the dating scenes is much different, than it used to be back in the past. You have a lot of narcissists. You have people that may really like you and care about you, but
Mhm, mhm.
they're insecure with themselves. You have even you might have issues, and we got to examine ourselves before we get into a
Oh, yeah,
relationship.
for sure, for
Relationship
sure.
is a job. It's a job. I was married for 25 years. I had my son 3 years after I got married, but I
Right.
raised four step kids, and it's a
Oh,
job. It's really a job. You really have to be careful who you choose. Don't go by looks.
right.
Don't judge them if you don't want to be judged. It's
Okay.
teamwork. It's definitely teamwork, and it can affect your health as well.
Oh, and let's talk
It
about
can,
that a little bit. Let's talk about that. So
yes.
several things you talked about, you touched on that I want to talk about.
Okay.
So Glenda, if those of you who have watched the last two shows, Glenda lost her son it will be 2 years April because I was away on my birthday, and he was like
Mhm.
my nephew. And same thing, tragedy, someone murdered her son. And it
Mm,
takes a special, first of all, I want to applaud you for just taking one step at a time every day.
thank
That's
you.
a, that's a lot. And every time it comes across my mind, you, Glenda, a few other people, and I have another girlfriend, same thing. Um, I lift you guys up in prayer
Thank you.
because that's something I can't imagine and I don't want to. Like I'm not going to say, oh, I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Loss is something that affects each of us in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you have to keep living, even though you've lost, child, uh,
It's
that
not easy.
that takes an amazing courage to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I just even want to tell you to applaud yourself and show yourself grace, and that the fact that you're still going on every day. I know people don't understand it. Like, how long is she going to talk about this? Yeah, it happened and da da da. Da. But no, show yourself grace because I even find myself, and I think I shared this before. Grief hits us at random times, and I shared on a show. I was in, I think it was ShopRite like a month or two ago, and I'm, shopping at ShopRite, and then the thought of my mom hit me, and it like almost paralyzed me in ShopRite.
Mm-hmm. It can catch
How-
you at any time. It
Any
can.
any given time
When you least expect it, and
when you least
people
I'm
don't
in ShopRite.
understand. Right? It's
Yes,
trauma, but people don't understand unless they're in your shoes.
right. And then to lose I lost my fiance and my mom 2 days apart that
Oh,
same year, and
goodness.
and that's trauma. So even like you were talking about trauma in dating, because we have to show
Mm-hmm.
ourselves grace, and
Yeah.
then we have to be careful not to attract in our trauma while we're going through our trauma, not to attract the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, viewers. As you come in, just shoot us a hi, so we can welcome you properly. But even in our trauma, because we've all experienced, and this is what I do know, Daphne, we've all experienced some kind of trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let you talk about that. I gotta go jump on something real quick. I'll be right back. But talk
Okay.
about that a little bit, trauma, a little bit in dating.
Okay. Um. As you know, we all have trauma. We've lost someone we love. It could be a family member or anything. But if you want to, trauma can go along with dating, but you have to be careful because sometimes I noticed that being in trauma, you attract more men because they think you're vulnerable. You don't know what's going on. You'll just give in to anything. A lot of people give up their money or whatever. It's something that you really have to be careful about. Trauma affects not only your health, it affects your mind, it affects your mental state. It affects your job, your working. It affects you in a lot of different places. I stopped going to church for 2 years, but I watched it online, but it's not the same. So, you really have to be careful when you go to seek a therapist if you need to. Seek a good friend that you can rely on that's not going to go and tell your business. Be careful if you do meet someone and you want to start dating. Make sure that you're mentally you're mentally able, you're mentally ready. um it's a lot, it's really a lot. And it did it affected my health as well because I started having anxiety, I started having a lot of migraines. I have right now, and I have chest pains, I have muscles pains. And then it just seems like to add on, the devil's busy, so when he sees you
We
going through this,
Right. We
he's
talked
gonna
about
try you.
this. We talked about this, I think, during our show too, is that it's so important that you get healed before you even
Yes.
decide to date again. Like it's so
Yes.
important to spend that time to
Get yourself
take care of
together.
yourself, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
physically, whether you say, okay, I'm going to, you know, go on this health journey. I always talk about health journeys. Like, are we drinking our water? Are we
Mm-hmm.
exercising? Are we eating properly? I'm doing this food prep thing now. Are we
Mm-hmm.
eating properly and different things like that? Because that's going to be the most important. You can't even be in a relationship unless
That's true. That's
you're
true.
you're healthy physically. And then to talk
Yes.
about mentally is a whole nother, another thing is to be
Yes.
mentally prepared for a relationship and a person. So talk
Mm,
about that part again, and I'm going to be right back.
okay. um, mentally, you really have to make sure that you're ready. You're ready for a relationship because mentally it can affect your health. It can affect your finances because you're taking off a lot. It just can affect you all around. Some people, I'm not going to say all, some people tend to take advantage of you when you're going through trauma. And it affected me a lot. The first year was real hard. And the one thing I could say is I thank God for the 20 years that me and my son celebrated. His dad taught him everything. He was very scholastic. He did every sports there was. He played for the Blackhawks. He was on Enon's track team, martial arts team, baseball. He thought it was AI, in basketball. And all these are the memories that affect your health, affects your memory. It causes trauma because you don't see that. The memory pictures that you come out. Parents, watch over your kids. Do not be in denial. Our kids now, we're losing our youth at real young ages, and it affects you. And all this comes to play if you want to start dating. These are the things that you have to worry about because while you're trying to now put your focus on someone that you want in your life, that backspace, that trauma affects because you'll start thinking about it. If that person may have kids and you may have others or you don't have any more, and it takes a play, it takes a role on how are you going to deal with it. If him and the baby's mama are still together, they're still friends or what have you, you really have to be careful. Please be careful. I can't tell anybody how to raise their child, but you know, when you lose your only child, and if you ever been in my shoes, me and my son were very close. It was the only one I could have. I have four stepkids that are, well, they're grown now. They're all in their 30s. And, although I'm not with their father anymore, we were married for 25 years. I still talk to them. And, some people that you start to date can't take that you're still close to someone that you used to be with. That affects your relationship as well. So, you have to take a lot into consideration when you're looking for someone, when you want to date someone, whether this is the person that can deal with all your background and can you deal with their background. It's a lot. So I suggest that you just take your time, outweigh it. Don't rush. What's the rush for? Um, be careful of what you say and what you do, and check them out. Let them check you out, and just go slowly. Be mindful. The online, I don't believe is safe. Some people have gotten through with it. I've had no success, and I really haven't been looking. I've been working on me, trying to better myself, and it's important.
It's important.
It's
Yeah.
very important. Your decisions as you get older are very important. I am 59, and I
Okay.
didn't think I didn't think that I would even make it this far because of my trauma. I thought that I would be in a mental institution and all this, and it's hard. So,
What do you
you know,
feel helped you the most? What do you feel helped you the most?
I did seek a therapist,
Okay.
Mothers in Charge, and also Emir, a woman who lost, I believe, four or two, started, and the Emir stands for Each Murder is Real. And
Mm.
please, I tell you to seek counseling. It's some people think they can do it on their own, but I'm telling you, trauma is no joke. Seek the counseling. I'm blessed not to be in a mental hospital. Truly,
Yeah.
I'm blessed. And then to bring somebody else in your life from that loss and trying to deal with the both, it's hard. So be wise in your decisions to make sure that you have a lot of things that are settled first, because starting a new relationship is something that should be special.
Yeah.
Special.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
want to bring
With
a lot of extra baggage into a new relationship.
Absolutely, absolutely. I thank you for being transparent and sharing that and jumping. I'm doing double duty today, so I really
That's
appreciate you
right. My too.
for, for hosting, co-hosting, and everything. So I really appreciate that. But you said something very important about before you bring somebody else into the mix. Um, and I think what's going on now, a lot of times, because we just want to be loved, or we want to feel loved, or we want to
Mhm.
um, make that pain go away. We bring
Mhm.
people in there for that reason, and not
Mhm.
for the purpose of, let's say, marriage, of building that foundation and working together in kingdom. We always talk about kingdom relationships, right? So we're
That's
talking about
right. Mhm.
kingdom purposes and kingdom
Mhm.
marriages and different things like that. So instead of
Mhm.
bringing people in for kingdom, we're bringing people in because I need something to fill this void.
Right. Right.
And that person might not fill the void. If it's the wrong person,
That's
it's not
right.
going to fill the void.
Mhm.
It's just going to
Mhm.
exacerbate the
Mhm.
situation more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're going to end up being in a worse situation than you were.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so it's important that we make sure that, like you said, we take a mental health of ourselves, a mental accountability of ourselves. We do some introspection and we understand uh, what it is that's going on with us. And that's why I
Mhm.
wanted to do this 2024 check, because like you said, tomorrow is the fourth month of the year. Um,
Mhm.
Shout out to all the April babies. I'm an April baby, so I can't
Mhm.
wait to
Happy
celebrate.
birthday to all.
Thank you.
Yes.
I normally celebrate all year long, but so far I have not been able to celebrate all year. So I'm going to actually just celebrate the month of April.
Mhm. That's all
but
right. That's all
but
right.
it's so important to check on our friends, to check on our brothers, our sisters, to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
what's going on, because the world is constantly changing. Things are
Yes.
constantly changing. Social
Mhm.
media is throwing so many things at us, and if you're
Yes. And
not
this AI
careful,
thing too. Yes.
yes, yes, that's a whole nother thing. And if you're
That's
not careful,
yes.
you don't know where your focus should be, right?
Yes.
And so it
Yes.
keeps you on off balance. And so now
Mhm.
you're trying to navigate a new relationship. You're trying to deal with past trauma, past hurt.
Mhm.
As everybody know, so like I said, we talked about, I lost my mom in 2021, my mom and
Mhm.
my fiance.
Mhm.
22 was like, okay, let's process this, right? Then 23, I had a major medical situation that happened that
Mhm.
shook my life completely.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm like, you have those moments in time where you like, for real, Lord? Like,
Mhm. Yes. Yes. I do know.
and
I had the same here.
my personality is, I always be like, I told somebody, one of my friends, I said, Lord, I think you sent me down in the wrong body. Like, did you send
Mhm.
me in the wrong body? Because
Mhm.
it's a lot going on. And
Yes.
I
And that
always try,
affects it.
it
Yes.
does. And I
Yes, it
always
does.
try to send a positive word. That's, if you know me, I'm all about
Mhm.
positivity. I'm always
Yes.
about
Yes.
equipping, encouraging, empowering people.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
believe in, oh, woe is me, or none of that.
Mhm. No pity
So,
party. That's right.
right. And I'm like, for real, Lord? Like,
Mhm.
what's going on? Like, I'm waiting
Mhm.
for Ashton Kutcher to jump out and say, you've been punked, so we can move on.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, this
Mhm.
too much. She's like,
Mhm.
this
Mhm.
is way too much.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I say, and sometimes, and tell me if you feel this way, sometimes you go, Lord, I go so hard for other people, but I ain't got nobody
Yes.
going hard for me like that. Like, why is it
Hello.
anybody going hard
Hello.
for me like that? And
Yes.
not to, I have, and
Yes.
don't get me wrong, I have some really, 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 really great friends, sisters. You guys
Mhm.
have met some of them online. Like, I have a lot of
Mhm.
great support. Y'all
Mhm.
know Bestie is always there. Y'all see
Yes.
many
Yes.
pictures
Yes.
with Bestie. We
Mhm.
travel a lot and we do things together. And I
Mhm.
thank God for Bestie and friends that I've had for over 30 years. I've had
Yeah.
some really good friends. But
Mhm.
sometimes you just want that one person that's like,
Yes.
yeah, we gonna do this and we gonna build together and we
Yes.
gonna be here for each
Yes.
other as much as
Yes.
you
Yes.
give to other people. And it's
That's
like,
right.
I don't mind giving to other people because that's what I believe I'm here for. I believe
Mhm.
God placed
Mhm.
me on here, on earth,
Yeah.
to equip, encourage, and empower people to live their best
Yes.
God-given life. I believe that is what my
Yes.
calling is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I believe He has gives me a gift of love, like to spread His love.
Yes.
So those
Yes.
are things when you know who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and we understand the enemy comes to shake that, right? He wants you not to do what you've been
That's
born to
right.
do. So
That's
he
right.
wants to shake that from you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you know
Mm-hmm.
what you're supposed to do, you're doing it. And then all these traumas or tragedies, or as I call it, life happens, because life has
Mm-hmm.
happened to
Yes.
everybody. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why, I tell my oldest son, I'm like, he's like, Mom, you don't understand. I'm like, life happens to everybody. It's how you choose
That's true.
to handle it. How do
Mm-hmm.
you choose to handle it? And that's why we did, the vision board party, uh, a few, like in the beginning of the year, we did a vision board party because the
Mm-hmm.
Bible tells us in Habakkuk to write the vision and make it plain
Make it
so
plain.
that
That's
we may
right.
run with it, right? So you got to
Yes.
have a vision for your life. You have to have a purpose for your life. And we do these
Mm-hmm.
wellness checks along the way so we can see, are you in track with your vision? Did
Mm-hmm.
you get off? How can we get you back on the vision?
Right.
Everybody in
Yes.
January, I'm gonna lose 100 pounds, and we start off day one. I'm drinking my water, I got my water, I'm drinking my water, I'm drinking my water.
Mm-hmm.
And then by day 10, no water.
Don't be telling my secrets.
You look on day 1 through 5, you can't even get into the gym because everybody in the
Mm-hmm.
gym, right? Everybody. Oh, we
Mm-hmm.
pressed, we working, we squatting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by
Mm-hmm.
day 30, they forget they had a membership. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
it's important for us to do these wellness checks
Mm-hmm.
along the way so we can check on our friends, our brothers, our
That's
sisters.
right.
How you
That's
doing?
right.
What's going on? How can I be assistance to you? Because
Mm-hmm.
together we can do more. Together we can achieve more. If we can come
Mm-hmm.
together and build our finances together, if we can come together and work on our health together, if we can
That's
come
right.
together and work on our mental, it's nothing wrong with going to get counseling.
That's right. That's right. And a lot of people are in
It's
denial. I was in denial. I really was. I was in
Mhm.
denial. I used my jobs, counselor, and I used the other ones too. Not all the time, but I depend more on the Lord. I pray more than anything
Yeah,
now. Even for a mate, I pray about that too. You
absolutely.
know,
Like I told
because
people,
you
I
got
want
some
them to have to
characters
go
out
through.
here.
I want them to have to go through God to get to me. They
That's
have to
right.
go
You got
through God
characters out.
because you have people who are manipulative, right? Who are
Mm-hmm.
sociopaths, who
Mm-hmm.
understand and they
Yes.
watch you so they know
Yeah.
how or what to say, right?
Right.
But at
Yes.
the end, they mean you no good. And it's male and
Yes.
female. I'm not discriminating. It's
Yes.
they both. They're both,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, it's both sides.
So,
That's right. Mhm.
so that's my prayer. Lord, hide me. 91, Psalms 91. Lord, hide me in your shadow.
Mm.
That they have to
Yes.
seek your face. The only way they
Yeah.
can get to me is to seek your
Mhm.
face. The only way they know how
Mhm.
to love me is to seek your face. And
Mhm.
you will
Mhm.
teach them how to love me. You will
That's
teach
right.
them my love language. We talked about love languages. Well, we've been trying to talk about love languages for the last, I don't know,
Mhm.
2, 3 weeks. And instead of talking about love languages, last week we ended up talking about character, which
Oh,
is
okay.
loyalty and
Mhm.
commitment and somebody trustworthy. Those are not the love languages. Those are characteristics. And of course we want
That's
people with
right.
those characteristics.
Right.
But in all those characteristics, when you're dealing with somebody, they still need to understand your love language.
Mhm. Mhm.
They still need to understand, is the person that I'm involved with, do they like words of affirmation? Is that their love language? Is
Mhm.
their love language uh, quality time? Is their love
Right.
language physical touch?
Yes.
Is their love language words of affirmation?
Mhm.
Is their love language uh, gifts? You
Right.
got to know what that love language is. And then we have
Yeah.
to know whatever that love language is, we have to love them in that love language and not our love language
Yes. Yes.
because we
Mhm.
love people in our love language and then don't
Mhm.
understand why they don't get that we love them.
Right. And it's definitely a two-way street. It's definitely,
Absolutely.
a two-way street, and that's important too in your decisions that you make.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Def, I'm gonna let you do last minutes. We're gonna wrap it up. I got one thing, so I'm gonna let you do any last minutes you want to talk about. I'll be right back.
Okay. If you have any questions, put your questions in the chat box, and they will be answered. I'm not on Facebook, so I can't even see what's going on. Hope I don't look a mess, y'all. Hope you don't see my background. No, I'm not even turn the camera around. But I thank you for coming in and joining. Give your comments. We need to uplift each other, whether we're male, whether we're female. We're all a united family. Doesn't matter what color we all but we all need to uplift each other. It's so much out here going on now, and let's support one another. Let's love one another. Let's check on one another and remind each other that we love you in spite of. We all have our own issues. You don't know what I'm going through unless I tell you. I don't know what you're going through unless you tell me. But let's support one another. Let's work together. Let's get out of here and get our youth off the street. Let's stop this crime, the gun violence. It affects your wellness. It affects your health. It affects a lot. Let's work as a team and support and work together as a team and unite together so that we can make our cities, not just Philly, our cities much better than it has been. Thank you for coming on to the show. I'm waiting for my sister to come back because I'm lost for words. And uh, like I said, if you have any questions, put your questions in the chat box, and I'm sure one of us or her will get back to you.
Um, so guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I know it was a little weird and wonky today with the internet and me having to jump on and off, but Daphne, thank you so much for coming through for a sister
Thank you for
and being
having
a
me.
part. And I really
Anytime,
make sure,
anytime,
huh? And
anytime. I'm a yes.
thank you. And we want to share this so we can get more people to view, share it on your page and everything. But this was a great topic, and thank you for catching up with us and doing a wellness check. I love you. We love you guys so much. Have a great,
Love
great
you all.
rest of your week. For those of you who are going to watch it later, remember, tune in every Saturday, 11 o'clock for the Cat Harvey and A. Christine show. We love you guys, and you are more than welcome if you need prayer. We definitely will lift you up in prayer, but we're going to just say be blessed, stay
Yes,
covered, stay
yes,
protected. We thank
yes,
God that this is resurrection weekend. Um,
yes.
that without him we could do nothing, but with
That's
him, with Jesus, with God, all things
yes.
are possible. So be
That's right.
blessed. Know
Right.
that you have some girlfriends that are praying for you. Know that
Yes.
God
Thank
is
you.
on your side. Let him lead and guide you. Be
Yes.
blessed and stay encouraged. Love you all.
You as
Bye.
well. Thank you. Bye bye.